But this video is the same as the previous recent gaming video, and I'm going to be talking about 4 games that I've recently played through and what I think about them. And in this video we're going to be covering God of War 3, No More Heroes 2, Sin and Punishment 2, and finally Alan Wake. But let's start from God of War 3. Now, first of all, everybody has to acknowledge that this is one of the best looking games ever. You know, the scope is insane, the set pieces, the action and the environments, all the titans, you know, it's just so grand. The first 2 God of War games were also grand, but you know, this is in a league of its own. Some of the biggest environments ever in video games, and you know, the landscapes and the views and all that. Really jaw-dropping action, and you know, the action itself isn't that bad. But you know, this is the third game in the series. You know, I would have liked something a bit different instead of the same old action. But you know, it's arguable that the graphical splendor is enough to warrant the third installment in the series. But I don't know, maybe I'm getting old, but I felt that the violence in this game, it was a bit too over the top, a bit redundant. You know, you're twisting off heads and bashing heads to pulp with your bare hands and kicking and dragging, and you know, it's a bit juvenile, a bit childish in my opinion. Sorry if you disagree with me, but you know, I felt a bit ashamed when I played this game. Maybe I would have enjoyed this. Well, maybe I rephrased that. I definitely would have enjoyed this full stop when I was a bit younger, but now it just occurs to me that you know, can't you do anything else, Kratos? You know, he slaughters every god. It doesn't even seem that well established, you know, why he does it. I don't know, something is a bit off in the character of Kratos. You know, just how mad is he, and does he really have to do that? I don't know, but you know, still a great game. And then we got No More Heroes 2, Desperate Struggle for the Wii. I never played the first one because it was stupidly censored here in Europe. The game had no blood, but instead all the enemies and bosses bled these black blocks. You know, sounds stupid, and it is. They really should have left the blood in it. But you know, this game is in full glory. Funny to say this after I just dissed God of War 3, but you know, this is more comical action, and you know, you can't have enough blood in this game. It's a bit different. Again, as like I said, I haven't played the first game, but you know, as a No More Heroes virgin, I was really fascinated by this game. You know, great humor. You know, the retro mini games are fantastic. It just has this flair that, you know, it knows it's a video game, and it's proud of it, you know. It's really great stuff. It does get a bit repetitive by the end, because the fighting system itself is really dull, if you ask me. You're constantly making the same moves all over again, over and over again, so you know, it's bound to get a bit boring by the end. But you know, there is in the boss battles and the side jobs that you can do, there is so much variety that you can endure it, even though the fighting gets a bit old by the end. But you know, each cutscene is so over the top that you can take the a bit dull fighting just to get to the next scene. The story is really great tongue-in-cheek stuff. Buy it. And another hardcore game for the Wii. You know, you really can't say that the Wii doesn't have hardcore games after you played Sin and Punishment 2, Successor of the Skies, it's called here in Europe. A sequel to the Nintendo 64 original, which is only released in Japan, but you know, this tops it in every respect. I will go ahead and say that this is the best of its genre, which is, you know, on rails shooter. It beats Panzer Dragoon games 1, 2 and Orta. It beats Rez, it beats everything. This is the quintessential on rails shooter. And it's really great that Treasure, who made the game, also made Ikaruga and Radiant Silvergun. You know, they handle 2D so perfectly, but they can really do 3D. The game is absolutely beautiful. The frame rate is great. There's lots of stuff happening on screen. This is technically a really great game. But you know, the controls especially get an A+ from me. I started playing this with the Classic Controller Pro. You know, I thought that classic games need a classic controller, but boy was I wrong. This really needs to, you know, every game in this genre should need to be played with the Wiimote and a nunchuck combo. You know, you move with the nunchuck, and then you with the Wiimote you do the aiming in this game, and it works a treat. You know, it's a whole different game with this control scheme, and it's perfectly suited for this. And you know, the best part of this game, you know, it is, I don't know, 5+ hours long, so fairly big for an on-rail shooter, but you know, each and every stage is totally different, and within each and every stage you get 3 or 4 transitions into something totally different. The camera swings around, you fly, you walk, you use a vehicle, then there's the next boss. It constantly changes. You know, any other company would have used, you know, 1/3 of the ideas that they used in this game, and you know, just stretch them a bit. You know, you can have a great idea and just make a level with it. But they had 7 levels, well, 8 levels, and they had you know, 3 times as many ideas as those levels, you know, needed to have. It's just overflowing with ideas, and you know, there are like 5 bosses per stage. It's crazy. There's so much content in this. You don't know where you're going, or you know, where you're going next, and you constantly have to be on your toes. Great music, great action. One of the best games on the Wii. Get it. Sin and Punishment 2. And finally we got Alan Wake here. And the game is about, how long is it? Well, at least 10 hours, maybe 12, 14, something like that. It might get a bit repetitive towards the end as far as action goes, but you know, the plot more than makes up for it. It is one of the best stories in video gaming. Really mature, adult, very well told, both in the way of cutscenes and the pieces of manuscript that you find in this game. Really well written, great voice acting. Well, I would go and say that the character of Alan Wake's wife that you're looking for isn't as well established as people at Remedy probably would have wanted. You don't care, you know, that much about her, in my opinion, but great stuff altogether. The ending is great if you like like the mystery stuff of David Lynch and Twin Peaks and all that, and you know, just really a landmark in video games in terms of video game narrative. Great plot and great game. It's funny people say that, oh, it doesn't look so good and the graphics are subpar, but you know, I don't see it. What game are you playing? This is gorgeous, especially in the night in the woods. You get the fog and the lighting and the trees. Put on your headphones. The sound is fantastic in this game. Again, some of the best sound design there is on video games. And an essential purchase. Even if I am a Finnish gamer and this is a Finnish game, but you know, I must say that get this game. And that's it for the second installment of games I've played recently, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.